Hi everyone, so I'm going to talk to you about a project that we've developed as part of the QMU Innovation Fellowship Scheme. It's called Development of a Novel Mycoprotein-based Fat Replacer Prototype for the Food Industry, and I've carried out that project with my colleague Katrina Little and a collaboration with the company Quorn Foods. Okay, so to give you a bit of background, we're working with a material called Mycoprotein. Okay, that's a high protein biomass that is produced by the company Quorn, and they obtain this by fermentation using a specific microfungus, and they use that material for their meat alternative products. We've worked in collaboration with the company before, several publications, and what we've found is that the material itself is very good at emulsifying oil and gelling in food products. Okay, so the aim of this project is to develop overall a novel strategy for replacing fat in food products. Okay, and the advantage of that strategy is that it would be more sustainable than current alternatives. And at the same time, we're trying to have this fat replacer maintaining the sensory properties, the taste, the texture of the products. Okay, and a specific goal of this Innovation Fellowship project is to develop a prototype, and we've chosen mayonnaise as a model product to demonstrate the strategy, and overall to try to develop a proof of concept study. The experimental design is, first, we are working with different streams of material from the Quorn fermentation process, okay, that we obtain at various stages of fermentation, and we are assessing the properties of these different types of materials in terms of their ability to stabilize emulsions and gels. Okay, and then we're developing that novel product, the mayonnaise formulation, going through different type of formulations to see what works, what doesn't. We've analyzed the results by emulsion droplet sizing, checked with microscopy. We've checked the viscosity of the emulsions, and also we trained a sensory panel to become experts at assessing mayonnaise products. Okay, our controls were a control standard mayonnaise and also a control oil-reduced mayonnaise. Okay, so in terms of results, you can see from the pictures, we managed to obtain two products that were working quite well. We had a full oil vegan mayonnaise produced using the mycoprotein material as functional ingredient, and also an oil-reduced formulation that performed quite well. You can see from the graph that these emulsions are stable, oil in water emulsion, with relatively small oil droplet size, which is what you want for this type of product. We've checked the viscosity, which seems to match that of the current products. In terms of sensory results, our two vegan products developed with the Quorn materials, the full oil and the oil-reduced mayonnaise, both had similar sensory profile to the full oil standard mayonnaise prepared with egg yolk. Whereas the negative control, which was the oil-reduced standard mayonnaise, had a lower sensory profile than the standard mayonnaise. So overall, the outcome from this project is that we've managed to prove that there's a potential novel, sustainable fat reduction strategy that we can obtain using Mycoprotein. Our collaboration with Quorn continues because there's a potential to develop that novel fat replacer ingredient for the industry, and at the same time to develop novel fat-reduced formulation. In terms of the relevance of the project, in terms of Public Health England calorie reduction targets for 2024, such development could contribute to the industry meeting those targets. We've presented the results of these findings at an international conference, the 14th ICEF conference in 2023. We're hoping that the data that we've collected will be part of an academic publication that we're going to submit very soon, hoping for it to be part of the next ref round. And finally, we're working with a consortium to try to see if we can further develop that strategy as part of an Innovate UK funding application. Okay, thanks for listening.